You think your credit score is just some random number sitting in a database somewhere that nobody really cares about. Maybe you check it once in a while, feel pretty decent about it, and then move on with your life. But here is the brutal truth that most people never realize until it is way too late. That number is silently draining your bank account every single month. And I mean, every single month, money is leaving your wallet directly because of a score you probably are not even paying close enough attention to. Today, we are going to rip the curtain back and show you exactly how devastating a low credit score actually is across every major financial decision you will ever make in your life. Let us start with something most people have: a car payment. Imagine two people walking into the same dealership on the same day, buying the same exact vehicle for the same exact price. One person has excellent credit, sitting above 740. The other person has what lenders call a fair score, somewhere below 620. The person with the excellent credit score gets an APR somewhere around 6%. The person with the fair score, they are staring down an interest rate close to 16%. Same car, same price. Completely different financial realities. Now let those numbers breathe for a second. On a vehicle worth around $37,000 over a 6-year loan, the person with excellent credit might be paying around $621 a month. The person with that lower fair credit score, they could be paying over $800 a month for the exact same car. That is roughly $185 more every single month. Multiply that by 12 months, and you are looking at over $2,000 more per year, just evaporating because of that credit score difference. Stretch it across the full 6 years of that loan, and we are talking about over $13,000 extra paid just in interest alone. $13,000. That is a vacation. That is an emergency fund. That is investing into your future. Gone. And before you think this only applies to car loans, let me stop you right there because this is where it gets really scary. Let us talk about mortgages because this is where a bad credit score does not just hurt you, it absolutely wrecks you. Picture the same house, same neighborhood, same square footage, same everything. One buyer has a credit score above 720. Another buyer is coming in below 620. The buyer with the strong credit score on a standard 30-year mortgage might pay somewhere around $1,000 to $450 a month and end up paying roughly $272,000 in total interest over the life of that loan. Now, the buyer with the lower score, their monthly payment could jump to nearly $2,000 per month. That is a difference of around $600 every single month. And the total interest paid over 30 years could climb all the way to nearly $490,000. Let that sink in. The same house, two different buyers. One pays 272,000 in interest. The other pays nearly 490,000. That is over $200,000 in extra interest paid across 30 years simply because of a credit score. That is an entirely different financial life. That is generational wealth that could have been built instead of handed over to a lender. Over $200,000. Let that number sink in for a second. That's not pocket change. That's life changing money. And this is exactly what happened to me personally. I want to make one thing crystal clear right now from my experiences. When I was in my mid 20s, I was living the exact same nightmare so many of you are going through right now. I was stuck paying 18% interest on my car loan. Yeah, 18%. And every time I applied for a credit card, I got declined. Not once, not twice, every single time. My credit score was absolutely crap, and it felt like the whole system had slammed the door in my face. This isn't some hypothetical story or finance guru advice from someone who's never been broke. This is real, this is raw, and this affects millions of hardworking people every single day, maybe even you watching right now. That's exactly why I'm so fired up about this video. When I finally climbed out of that hole, my whole world changed forever. Keep watching because I don't want you to waste years of your life in the same pain I went through. Now, here is something people almost never think about. Your credit score does not just affect your loans, it reaches into corners of your financial life that most people completely ignore. When you apply for a rental house or apartment, landlords pull your credit. A lower score can mean getting rejected outright or having to put down a larger security deposit just to get approved. That is money sitting tied up doing nothing for you. When you apply for car insurance, many insurance companies in most states actually use your credit information as part of how they calculate your premium. A lower credit score can directly translate to higher insurance payments every single month. You are literally paying more to insure the same vehicle as someone with better credit. Same goes for house insurance or renter's insurance. Even when you go to set up utilities like electricity, gas, cell service, or internet service, providers sometimes check your credit. If your score is low enough, they may require a deposit before they will even turn your service on. These are things people never connect back to their credit score, but the thread runs directly through all of it. And here's what's crazy: most people have no idea these extra costs are even connected to their credit score. They just feel broke every month and don't know why. Keep watching because it gets even worse when we talk about what's coming next. Let's talk about personal loans and credit cards because this is another massive area where people bleed money without realizing it. If you carry any credit card balance at all with a lower credit score, the interest rate on that card could be astronomically higher than what someone with excellent credit is paying. We are talking about the difference between a 12% APR and a 28% APR on the same type of card. Every month you carry a balance. That difference compounds and grows and drains your account faster than almost anything else in your financial life. Here is the psychology behind all of this that really needs to hit home. People often feel like they do not have enough money to get ahead. They feel like no matter how hard they work, the bills never seem to shrink and the savings never seem to grow. And in many cases, a significant portion of that feeling is directly tied to the extra money flowing out the door because of interest rates being driven up by a lower credit score. It is a hidden tax on being financially vulnerable, and it compounds on itself over years and decades. The difference between a fair credit score and a good credit score, even just crossing that threshold from below 620 up to around 640 or 650, can be the difference between a life that feels financially suffocating and one where you actually start to breathe. The biggest jump in interest rates happens right there at that boundary between fair and good credit. Getting even 30 or 40 points added to your score can unlock meaningfully better rates across your car loan, your mortgage, your credit cards, everything at once. Now, let me show you what this actually looks like when you add up every single area where your credit score is quietly draining your wallet. Think about what that actually means in practical terms. If you raised your credit score enough to refinance a high interest car loan down to a better rate, that $185 monthly difference does not go to the lender anymore. It stays in your pocket. That is money you could throw at your credit card balance. That reduces your utilization ratio. That actually helps your credit score climb further. The whole machine starts working for you instead of against you. By the way, if you want to learn simple budgeting strategies to put more money back in your pocket and pay down balances faster so your credit score grows even quicker, I dropped a full video on that right here. Go check it out. If you put together every area where a lower credit score costs you more, the car payment, the mortgage, the insurance premiums, the credit card interest, the rental deposits, you are potentially talking about hundreds of dollars every single month leaving your life that could be building wealth instead. Over years, that is a completely different financial trajectory. Your credit score is not just a number, it is a lever that either lifts your financial life up or slowly pulls it down. And the worst part is that most people have no idea just how much it is already costing them right now, today, this month, this year. The money is already leaving. The only question is whether you are going to start paying attention and take action to stop the bleeding. Every point matters, every month matters. And the sooner you take this seriously, the sooner your money starts staying where it belongs, in your hands, working for your future instead of padding someone else's profit margin. Start today. Check your score, understand where you stand, and commit to moving that number up. Because a better credit score is not just about bragging rights. It is about keeping thousands and thousands of dollars in your life that you have already earned. Want to learn how to pay off your credit card debt quickly with a super simple budget method that actually works? If so, check out this video right here. I'll see you inside. Let's crush that debt together and finally get you the financial freedom you deserve.